Hello, everybody. My name is Clantus, and welcome to my YouTube channel. So, Dr. Nandipha Magudumana has gone and done it. If you were paying attention to my previous videos, like the beginning of this case, the arrest of the 7th of April 2023, I did mention that Dr. Nandipha Magudumana and Thabo Bester are going to show us flames. Because what gave me that idea was the fact that when Thabo Bester was brought to court, he wanted to address the court, and of course, that application was dismissed. And he was told that he will basically instruct his attorney and tell his attorney or instruct his attorney regarding what he wants to tell the court personally, which was a very which was a what do you call it, a correct way of addressing the court, because he had a lawyer. If he did not have a lawyer, of course, he had the right to represent himself, and he also had the right to approach the court and basically address the court in his own words. So we've been watching over the weeks and the days that these magistrates' appearance in the Bloemfontein. We've seen Dr. Nandipha Magudumana behaving in a way that is quite strange-ish. Of course, she wants to buy public sympathy. She also wants to convince everybody that she is not a criminal. She's an educated, well-spoken, beautiful young woman. Why would she do something like this? And the thing that I've said in my previous video was the fact that she decided to appear virtually as well. I think when she got away with that request, she decided while she was sitting there, probably twiddling her thumb and saying, how do I shake up South Africa? Oh, I have an idea. I am just going to go and basically carry on where my boyfriend ended off in court when he wanted to know the process that was taken to bring him back to South Africa from Tanzania. And of course, he was alluding to the fact that he would want to know who exactly is before the magistrate and who is before the people of South Africa that has accused him of a certain crime that, of course, these crimes are listed in his charge sheet. And then Dr. Nandipha Magudumana today, she decided, you know what? I am just going to forget about the criminal procedure regarding me aiding and abetting and helping an inmate to escape. Not only did I help the inmate to escape, but I also harbored him for almost a year. And then when the news broke that he is actually outside, he had actually escaped, then she ran away with him. Basically, continue to help him to escape, this time escaping the country. As you and I know that they were both arrested in Tanzania, in the region of Arusha, and then they were brought back to South Africa. And now Dr. Nandipha Magudumana has lodged an urgent application in the Bloemfontein High Court, basically wanting to want the court to reverse her kidnapping. Dr. Nandipha Magudumana believes that she's kidnapped by South Africa and she's being held against her will in the Kroonstad female prison. And also, she probably will also lodge another application wanting these charges set aside because she believes she's just an innocent little girl. Look at her hairstyle. Her hairstyle tells you that that's not a grown woman. This is a girl. Come on, I'm innocent. What are you guys talking about? But anyways, when this gets a little bit serious with this one. So she says that her arrest in Tanzania was wrongful and unlawful. So I thought maybe let's check the definition of unlawful. What exactly is unlawful about South Africa? Having discovered that the somebody that is a prisoner, a dangerous prisoner, has escaped and a civilian has him or harboring him, and they decide to run away to Tanzania where they were caught. Probably they were going to proceed from Tanzania. I still believe they were going to go to Nigeria because Nigeria is a populous country on the African continent, and it would have been like looking for a needle in a haystack if they had to find them. I still believe that's where they were. I still believe that is where they were headed to when they were caught in Tanzania. So she says that her arrest there was wrongful and unlawful. And so I got to check definition of unlawful, and I found it on D. Simon Depenier Attorneys or Associates, and this is how they define wrongful arrest. And an arrest can be made only via a warrant. You and I already know that when Dr. Nandipha Magudumana and Thabo Bester were arrested, an warrant of arrest was already issued out, and they were searching for them. If the police officer reasonably believes there are grounds to arrest someone, they can do so without a warrant. But they must be able to justify their action. In the absence of sufficient justification, the arrest is unlawful. So basically, that is how they define wrongful arrest. Now, let's start with who executes a warrant of arrest. Of course, it is the magistrate. A magistrate of a court, when you have been arrested, and then you kind of like escape your day in court, or you escape the country, or once you are suspected of having committed a crime, then the police or the investigator can go to court and apply for a warrant of arrest. The warrant of arrest is going to be granted on the grounds that there is an offense, meaning that there must be a law or pieces of law that were broken criminally by the accused in order for the magistrate to issue out a warrant of arrest. Secondly, definitely there was a warrant of arrest that was issued in South Africa by a magistrate. But another thing that you must also be aware of, once the magistrate has issued a warrant of, before the magistrates issue a warrant of arrest, that particular court must ask itself if it has the right or jurisdiction to issue out the warrant of arrest, meaning, where was the crime committed in Bloemfontein, or was the crime committed in Johannesburg? If the crime was committed in Johannesburg, then the Johannesburg Magistrates Court has the jurisdiction to issue out a warrant of arrest. Now, because this crime took place in Mangaung, the aiding and abetting of Thabo Bester to escape from prison happened in Bloemfontein. Therefore, the Bloemfontein Magistrates Court has the right or jurisdiction to issue out a warrant of arrest. And then the third thing that the magistrate would look at is the identity of the accused. What is the name of the accused? What are the identity number that the accused has? And the investigating officer must have confirmed proof that the accused is this person, and here is their ID number and all that stuff. So those things are very important to create a warrant of arrest. Now, let's go to Tanzania. Now we know that Thabo Bester and Dr. Nandipha Magudumana were arrested on the 7th of April 2023 in Tanzania, in the region of Arusha. Now the question is, now South Africa has been looking for these two fugitives, and they're appointed in Tanzania. So of course, South Africa and the Tanzanian government, both these governments who have a relationship or diplomatic relationship with each other, would communicate and say, hey, listen, there is an accused that is suspected to be in your country. Do you agree that you would arrest this accused on our behalf? So now, who executes this arrest? Of course, it is the police of Tanzania. But the police of Tanzania will not just go and arrest somebody just because another country called and say, hey, there's a criminal in your country, can you please arrest? No, the communication will be between the ministers. When the minister of, I don't know whether you call it police or justice in Tanzania, agrees that indeed they will arrest the accused on their behalf, then that makes it lawful. When the execution to arrest takes place, that means that arrest was lawful. Now let's talk about extradition, because Dr. Nandipha Magudumana challenges the extradition. What was the extradition documents that allowed Tanzania to bring her back to South Africa? I found that to be very interesting, and I also found that to be very cunning of her, because she knew very well that Tanzania and South Africa, they do not have an extradition treaty or extradition agreement with each other, which I find that very interesting as well, considering the fact that we have a very good relationship with Tanzania, diplomatic relationship with Tanzania. So I digress. So she just wants to know, where did that come from? But the matter of the fact is that the Minister of Police in Tanzania was aware and gave authority for the Tanzanian police to arrest her. That makes it lawful. Thirdly, when she entered Tanzania, remember, there was no stamps on either her passport and that of Thabo Bester using a U.S. citizen's passport. There was no stamp of entry into Tanzania, so therefore she was an illegal immigrant in Tanzania. So when you're an illegal immigrant in Tanzania, then there is no such a thing as papers are going to be drawn and to send you back to your country. So the Minister of Home Affairs in Tanzania will basically hop you on the plane and deport you back to your country as an illegal immigrant. But here's the interesting part. Now that Dr. Nandipha Magudumana has decided to go to a civil court to have her kidnapping reversed, the police or the investigating officer, nothing holds him or stops him from basically applying for a new warrant of arrest in the Bloemfontein Magistrates Court, and then grant and give it to her that, hey, you've been arrested. Basically, he would have to do the entire arrest all over again, meaning that when he arrests her, he needs to tell her her right. She has the right to remain silent. Anything she says, it will be used against her in the court of law, blah, 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 all that stuff. And then the whole process that we already in will start again, where she will now have to appear to apply for bail. Now, the interesting part, speaking about bail, when Dr. Nandipha Magudumana last week, when she appeared in court, she decided to abandon her bail application. Of course, when she abandoned the bail application, clearly she was thinking about something that was going to happen. And I did mention that this girl has something up her sleeve, and I will not be surprised when she drops the bomb. And here we are today. She then went to a civil court to ask that the criminal court stop the process of putting her through this process. She wants her freedom, she demands her freedom, and she wants to be free. That's all that she's basically asking for. No consequences of everything that she is accused of. And clearly, she seems to forget that there are grounds of her arrests, and those grounds are the charge sheet that is before her, that she is accused of aiding and abetting the escape of a prisoner or inmate. Secondly, she's also accused of defeating the ends of justice and all the other charges that she has before her. And those charges are real, and they're not going to go anywhere. Now, when she goes to the High Court on the 25th of May 2023, that's the date her urgent application is going to be heard, where she launched this application. And basically, there she will argue that there are no documents that allowed South Africa to kidnap her from Tanzania, and in her words, to South Africa. But at the same time, we don't know what exactly her arguments are in those court papers. I guess we're going to have to hear on the 25th. Probably she has something up her sleeve that is going to literally shake the criminal justice system in this country. And I think these two are going to make a mockery of our justice system. And there's something else that's telling me that these two are now starting to show signs of Stalingrad, basically trying to postpone and drag this matter as long as they can. But Dr. Nandipha Magudumana wants to do so as a free woman. while she's outside, while she's able to live her life, probably even continue to practice illegally, at least she will still be free while she drags this matter as far as she can by lodging applications upon applications upon applications and making this matter even longer. Not only is going to be a matter that's going to be longer just for her and Thabo Bester, but for the other people. Remember, we spoke about Nastasia Janssen. She will be stuck as long as Dr. Nandipha Magudumana and Thabo Bester are playing these games with their lives. I'm talking about the lives of their co-accused, particularly Nastasia Janssen, unless her lawyers really do make some sort of applications that are going to consider, just like Dr. Nandipha's father. Let's have the state agree between the lawyers that she would be granted bail and she goes home while she awaits her trial. That is, if she's going to plead not guilty. Now, an urgent application comes in a form where when your rights, this, because it's a civil court, is no longer a criminal court where she applied for this urgent application. It is where your rights, you feel like your rights have been violated by the state. In this case, she's saying her freedom is being violated by the state, and she wants the civil court to reverse this process, that she was kidnapped from another country to this country, and now she wants that court to order that the process stop and release her, and then she goes and live her life, which is very daring, and the audacity of her is unmatched. Now, the question is, will this urgent application succeed? As far as where I'm sitting, I don't think that it's going to be considered as an urgent application to start with, meaning that that entire application will be dismissed with costs. And she will go back to prison with her tail between her legs. And on top of that, she did have an opportunity to make these arguments during her bail application, the one that she abandoned. Remember, bail in South Africa is a constitutional right. So she decided to abandon her constitutional right and decided to go to another court to say, hey, my constitutional rights are being violated. I'm being held against my will. I want to be freed. And yet she abandoned her constitutional rights to apply for bail when she did appear to apply for bail. I'm not quite sure if you follow. If you do follow, leave me a comment with a thumbs up. I'll highly appreciate it. In fact, click the like button to show me that you understood what I just said. So her case will be heard, her urgent application will be heard on the 25th of May 2023. And I cannot wait to hear what she has up her sleeves. Something tells me this woman has something up her sleeve. If she doesn't have anything up her sleeve, then she is playing games with the people of South Africa. Remember, when you commit a crime, you are committing a crime against the people of that particular country, because that's their public policy that they have put in place. And when you get charged and arrested and prosecuted, it's the state, meaning the people, that are basically seeking justice and some sort of relief or remedy from the judiciary. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this matter is going to go. Again, I don't see it succeeding. She will be dismissed with costs on the grounds that she abandoned her bail when she appeared the last time for bail application. So I'm trying to be as simple as I can when I talk about this sort of matter. And yeah, please comment down below and let me know, what do you think is up Nandipha's sleeves? If she has something, I do think that she's going to play the justice system a lot, and she's going to expose the loopholes that our justice system have. Otherwise, why are we here? And why we're still going to be seeing a lot of circus somersaults that she's going to be performing before us. When she was virtually appearing for her last hearing, she was laughing, giggling, and basically she couldn't care less. She couldn't care less. That woman is heartless. She is so heartless, cold. Ice runs through her veins as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, guys, I thought let me create this video because I've been seeing a lot of Instagram DMs asking me, what do you think about Dr. Nandipha Magudumana's urgent application to have her arrest in Tanzania wrongful and unlawful? It is now, let's see, what time is it? It is 1:36. Wait, I don't know if you can see. It is oh my goodness. It's 1:36, basically it's 1:36 a.m. in the morning. The 21st of May, Sunday, the 21st of May. I thought I was going to do this matter on Monday, so here I am. I hope you are okay that I've done it. So please do give me a like, leave me a comment down below, and share the video far and wide. I'll see you next time. Do subscribe. Thank you for subscribing, those that are subscribing. Goodbye.